everyone, welcome to Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today, I'm going to go over the possibilities of books that I might be reading in August for Battleathon, which is run by Eleanor Rees, and Fiction Falls Academy, which is run by me and my bestie Clint. I will link Clint's channel down below so you can check him out as well and watch his TBR video and his announcement if you're interested. And so I have two readathons going on, the one that I'm hosting and Battleathon. So I was trying to see if I could find some books that I could fit for prompts for my bingo board, as well as some royal words for Battleathon, because I'm on House of Wings for Battleathon, and we get bonus points for if we have royal words in the title, like king, queen, kingdom, prince, princess, stuff like that. So I have a couple of possibilities for that. I don't have a ton. By the way, all these books are subject to change, so these are not set in stone, because I've been feeling pretty slumpy lately when it comes to reading, and I have not been in the reading mood much. So I don't want to stress myself out and set a TBR that I'm not going to follow. However, these are possibilities that I might be doing for the month of August. Even though I'm showing you these books, this doesn't actually mean I'm going to be actually reading them all. But I'm going to try my best and fit what I can in. And I might do like a spinning wheel for my vlogs of all the books that I've chosen, and maybe kind of select from there, and maybe throw some in from KU. So I got a KU trial for 99 cents for 2 months. So I do want to use that as well. So we're just going to jump right into the board. I'm going to try and see if I could fit the board somewhere in one of these corners next to me, and you can follow along. So for the first prompt, we have art, which is an illustrated cover or spine. I have a couple of possibilities for this. One of them is a 5-star prediction for Battleathon, and that is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. Everything I've read from her has been absolutely amazing. They've always been a 5-star for me, and the only books I haven't read from her is this series. So I've been meaning to get to this one, and I am very excited because everything I've read from her has been amazing, and I can't get enough of her writing. So I'm excited to definitely attempt to do this one. And then another book that could also possibly fit this prompt that I would like to read as well is The Reunion by Megan Quinn. This is a Swoony Readers Book Club pick for the month of August. And this is an illustrated cover. And I don't know much about this, except that it's romance. So I am very excited to give this one a go. So I don't know if I'll be able to fit both of these books in for this prompt, but I do want to at least attempt to do this one for the Swoony Readers Book Club. So we will see how that one goes. And then the next prompt that we have next to that is physical science. That is weather words in the title. So the book I had in mind for that would be The North Wind by Alexandria Warwick. And I believe Dana read this and really enjoyed it. And I'm not sure who else that might have already read this, but I know for sure Dana did, and she really liked it. So I'm hoping I am going to like this also. And wind is most definitely a weather word. So I am very excited to dive on into this story because I've heard nothing but great things. So I'm looking forward to trying out this. And then the next prompt that we have listed is computers, which is play a game. Don't have anything for that just yet, but we'll see how that goes. And then the next prompt next to that is homework, and that is read the group book, which is The School for Good and Evil. I'm also using this to double up with another prompt, which I will get to, because I plan on doubling up on a lot of these books, mostly so I don't stress myself out too much. I don't want to do a book for every prompt that I most likely will not get to them all. especially with me getting slumpy. I do not want to get myself into more of a slump than I already am. So I will be doubling up as much as possible for some of these books. But this I definitely plan on reading. And then next we have Number in the Title. And for that, I am going to use In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. I think that's how you pronounce that. And from my understanding, it has time travel involved, where they go, well, not exactly time travel, but I heard nothing but great things regardless. So it is a pretty short book, something I can get through very easily. And I'm also using this to double up on another prompt as well. And then the next one we have is Verb in the Title. So for that, I am going with Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I read the first book in the series, which is Things You Never Got Over, and enjoyed that for the most part. Gave the first one 5 stars. And I'm also doubling up on this book as well for another prompt, so we will get there. And then the next prompt is Psychology is a Self-Care Day, which I can do pretty much anything for that. And then Detention is Read an Intimidating Book. So for that, I am picking Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is also the Thrills and Chills book for the month of August. And the reason why I selected this as intimidating is because most of his books that I've read, except for one, have not been the greatest for me. So it's intimidating in the fact that he's not like a favorite author, and a lot of his books have not hit me right, except for one. The only one left by him is my absolute favorite, but everything else that I've read from him has not been the greatest for me. So that's why this seems a little bit intimidating for me, but I am looking forward to trying it and seeing where it goes. And I will also be doubling up on this book for another prompt as well. And then next prompts we have next is Health, which is a mood read, which could be anything. And I am not picking that one right now because I have no idea what I'm going to be in the mood for. It could be any one of these books. We will see. I will be doing vlogs, so keep an eye out for those because I probably will have something for it once we get into the month of August, that is. And then next we have Janitor's Closet, which is Join a Productivity Sprint. And I don't need a book for that. So we're moving on from there. And then the next one is the Auditorium, which is Join the Movie Watch Along. And I will have a senior link when we get closer to that day. It should be on August 24th, which is a Saturday. We are watching all 3 of the High School Musical movies. So I hope to see most of you there. It'll be an awesome time. And I don't need to choose a book for that. So that makes it easy for me. And then next we have The Lockers, which is 3 words in the title. So remember how I chose In 5 Years for Number in the Title? I'm also doubling up on this prompt with 3 words in the title and using In 5 Years. So that makes one less book for me to worry about, which is great. And then the next book we've got, well, the next prompt, I should say, is Biology, which is Animal on the Cover. And so I decided to go with the second book in the Zodiac Academy series, which is Ruthless Fae. I read the first one, absolutely loved it. I read the first one all in one night. So I am excited to continue the series and see how, cause I've heard great things about the first few in the series, and then it veers off into something interesting. But I am very excited to give this one a go and see how the series continues. And then for the next prompt that we have after that is History, which is a book that was published before 2024. So for that, I decided to go with Pucking Around by Emily Rath. I know I believe this is a wide shoes hockey romance. And I've heard amazing things. Kaylani loved this. Clint loved this. I think Dana and Nikki might have read it too, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember for sure. And I'm not sure if Karina read it. She might have. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I know Kaylani absolutely loved it, and Kaylani gifted this to me on my birthday this year. So I definitely want to try and read more of my gifts. So this I'm going to be using for the history prompt, which I'm very excited for. And then next we have School Gardens, which is flowers on the cover. So I decided to do a reread, and it will be my first book of the month of August because I need something to get me out of this slump. And because Breathing Your Midnight was one of my absolute favorites of the year, and it was already a 5-star, this should be another easy read for me to just fall into. Plus, not only does it have flowers on the cover, but there's flowers on the hardback itself. Because check this out, so many flowers, and it continues throughout the back as well. So I'm excited to get back into this world again because I absolutely loved it the first time, and I can't wait to read this again. And then the next prompt we've got is Foreign Language, which is a book set in a country or a world outside of your own. So I decided to go with The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent because I really love the first one, and I have been meaning to get to the second one. Plus, when I picked this one up, I was in love with this freaking hardback. I mean, how gorgeous is that? And then it continues to the back. And I am in love with this hardcover. And I've been wanting to continue the series. I also borrowed 6 Scorched Roses off at KU. So I'm hoping to fit that in at some point so I could read 6 Scorched Roses before I dive into this one. I know it's not required to read them in order to understand it with 6 Scorched Roses. I know you have to read this after the very first book, at least. But I know the novella is a standalone, but I still want to read the novella before diving into this one. So I probably will be reading 6 Scorched Roses along with this one. And I am so excited to read it. Plus, it also works for Battleathon because Kane is a royal word, and that works perfect. And then the next one we have next is The Hall Pass, which is disconnect from technology for a day. That's not a bookish prompt, so I don't have to pick a book for that. And then next we have The Library, which is read a bookish book. I decided to stretch it a little and make it a book inspired by another book. So we're going with The Lost Story by Meg Schaffer, however you pronounce it. She wrote a Wishy game that I absolutely loved. And this one's inspired by the Chronicles of Narnia. So it's pretty close to being a bookish book because it's inspired by another book. So I figured this would be perfect. And I have been wanting to read this one since I love her previous book. And I cannot wait to read more of her work. I'm sure it's going to be a great time. And then next prompt we've got is Sociology, which is a buddy read. So I decided to double up and use the middle of the night for that one as well, since I'm already buddy reading this with all of Throws and Chills. So that works out perfect. Next we've got Chemistry, which is read a book with a romance subplot. And for that reason, I decided to go with A Kingdom That's Cursed and Empty. I did start this in July, but I didn't get very far in. I've only gotten to page 86, and I still have so much left to go. Plus, it has a royal word in the title, which works for Battleathon as well. And so I am definitely planning on finishing this book because I was really enjoying the beginning when I started it. I just haven't finished. I have been in such a slump. It's not even funny. But I am excited to finish this book and continue the series. That's what I'm going to use for a romance subplot. And then next we have read a book out of your comfort zone, which is for philosophy. And all these books that I have here are all in my comfort zone. So I can't double up with any of these. So I went to my KU list to see what I had borrowed. And I did find a book that I wanted to try. Since it is now a show on Amazon Prime, I wanted to try the book first. It says it was inspired by The Princess Bride, and I did not like that movie. I really did not like The Princess Bride. So even though this book is inspired by it, and is definitely out of my comfort zone, so I'm going to try it. And that is My Lady Jane. There you go. By Cynthia Han. And that is way out of my comfort zone since I did not like The Princess Bride. So I'm going to give this a whirl and see how that goes. I am hoping I will like it so I could try and attempt to watch this show. Because I've heard great things about the series, so I'm going to at least try it. And then the next prompt, we have English. To spell your first name on the front cover with any of the letters available. So I'm doubling up again on this book. A Kingdom That's Cursed and Empty, because I could write my whole first name on this cover. You have A, M, A down here, and then N here, D here, and another A right down here. So we spelled out Amanda on the front cover. So I get to double up with romance subplot and spell my name on the front cover. So that works out great. And then next we have a friend pick, which is for the guidance office. And I decided to double up with this one. So I asked Clint to pick a book for me, since we like a lot of the same books. And he thinks that I'm really going to enjoy this one since I read the first book in the series. So we will be doubling up with Things We Hide from the Light. But I get to read this one for friend pick, as well as, what was the other prompt that they used it for? For the verb of the title, because hide is a verb. So I'm doubling up with verb and friend pick since Clint picked this one out for me. So thank you so much, Clint, for picking this for me. I am excited to continue the series. And then the last prompt is Cafeteria was to treat yourself to lunch. I don't have to pick a book for that. So that is literally all the books I am potentially going to be reading in August. Keep in mind, this is definitely subject to change. Everything could completely be different by the time you see my vlogs. None of this is absolutely definite. The only definite ones I can tell you that I will be reading for sure is Middle of the Night, The School from Good and Evil, that's our group book, and The Reunion by Megan Quinn, which is in this stack over here. So let me grab that. All right, so here we go. These are the three that I definitely will be reading, that you will see me read, because these are all book club books, as well as the Fiction Falls group book. So yes, these are the three I would definitely be reading. The rest are definitely up for being changed. So we will see how the month goes. So I do not want to fall into a deeper slump, because that would suck. Very much so. And I do not want any more books that are just average or not so good. I need some 5 stars, people. And since Battleathon's starting, like 5 stars would be amazing, because 5 stars gives me 500 points for my team. I'm sorry. But it'll be good. It'll give me 500 points for my team for Battleathon. So I need to get as many 5 stars as possible. So I'm hoping all these books will work for both Battleathon and Fiction Falls. Have you read any of these? If you have, definitely let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments. I would love to know all the things. If you don't feel like being chatty, leave me, let's go with a castle emoji. If you can find a castle, that'd be great for Fiction Falls. And Battleathon, because, castle is a royal word. So if you can find a castle, put that down in the comments. If not, just do some book stacks. So I hope you enjoyed this TBR video, which is definitely up for being changed, but we will see how it goes. If you did give me a huge thumbs up, if you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.